Cool, let's get into it, guys. Hope everyone's having an amazing day. Today's a Monday. Beautiful start to the week. Let's get it, guys. Hope you guys are excited. It's a lot of amazing things going on in the markets, and I want to share my insights with you guys so we can all be on the same page and all in line for success. Okay, so for this video, I want us to focus on Bitcoin because Bitcoin is what I believe is a massive key area of interest. It's kind of like at a discount price, and I feel like where we're at right now is a very good opportunity to get into the market, to ride the move higher. So let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. I can either use this Oanda chart to do my analysis, or I can find a chart by Coinbase or something. Let's go Bitcoin. And why I like the Coinbase charts or one of these index charts is because we don't have no gaps in the market because they're running 24/7. So the price action here is more, fine-tuned, if you want to put it like that. So cool. So this is Bitcoin on the 8-month time frame, meaning each candle here represents price action in the span of 8 months. So we can see since January 2023, Bitcoin has just been having bullish price action on the 8-month time frame. That doesn't mean it's going to keep on going like that forever. It might, but at the same time, that's not our job. Our job is to, identify the trends and adapt and ride the wave. So in this video, we're simply going to be talking about Bitcoin, the current level I said is at, why is it a key level, what can happen next, and how can we navigate this move that's about to happen. Okay, so cool. I trade price action, I trade trend lines, I ride the trend. I'm always looking to identify the trend, just so I can understand what's going on. Okay, so based on this chart, I drew my trend line from the 8-month time frame because I seen it's been going straight up. Come on the 4-month, still the same direction. 2 months, still the same direction. It's going up. Okay, cool. Trend lines are subjective. It's very, very subjective. Where I place my trend lines, you might not place your trend lines, and that's cool. What matters is how you're able to understand price action within those trend lines. Okay, and we're gonna dive deeper into that. Okay, but to start this off, let's come down to a smaller time frame so we can actually see exactly what's going on. Cool. So we're going to fine-tune this trend line. I like my trend lines touching from the outermost sections. Okay, so we take that trend line right from the bottom, or one of the lowest lows, to where it's at right now, and we can see this. These are what I call markets trying to fake you out, and markets loves doing that to traders, especially retail traders, because we don't really understand what's going on. So you might be in this bubble and you kind of get faked out just for them to drive the price all the way back up. So if you see during these pockets, essentially at these areas, market tends to fake people out before ripping higher. That might be something that wants to happen here again. They might want to do something similar around this area here, but we're not in the game of speculation. It's not a guessing game. We're simply, using our technical skills, technical understanding, and our understanding of price action to give us an edge in the market. So simply by looking at Bitcoin, this is our trend line. This is a key trend line that has been respecting, and we don't know what's going to happen here. We can delete this for now, but just based off this, we can I'm pretty sure most traders will be anticipating for Bitcoin to push higher again, but that's the obvious play. You don't want to really be in line with the obvious. Okay, when something is that obvious, 9 times out of 10 it's not going to play out. And when you look this way too, you can see that we've kind of had some touches here on the highs of that side, right? From the inception, we kind of picked out here, drove up to a high here, sold off, came back to that high here, sold off again, came back to this high here, sold off. Now we're at this high again, and what do you think might happen? We might actually see a sell-off, and we're starting to see that sell-off on on Bitcoin right now after we approached that resistance right there. So this right here, you can call this a resistance trend line. We can make this red if you're a visual learner or whatever. This is a resistance trend line, simply because whenever price got there, it's price action. We're price action traders. Technical traders are price action traders. So based off price action, whenever we got to that resistance trend line or that area, we saw selling pressure. So with that same idea in mind, we're seeing selling pressure right here where we are right now. Okay, we're seeing some selling pressure there, and I can kind of use the red to indicate that, so it's obvious. Cool. So now this is the 2-week time frame. This 2-week time frame literally just started. Actually, no, it started last week, but it's continuing into this week. So this is what's going on the weekly time frame now. So on the weekly time frame, we initially broke out here. We initially got this bullish close above here. I'm pretty sure most traders thought, oh yeah, we're about to send it to 140,000, but no, we peaked out here at 124,000, and since then price has rolled over. Cool. How far is it going to roll over is the question. And if you're wondering what I did, I inverted my charts so I can see it in reverse. Okay, I do that a lot. If you want to do that, it's Option I on a Mac. I think it's like Control I on a PC or Windows or something like that. But yeah, that just allows me the flexibility to understand price action from the opposite side. So from now, I see the sellers have stepped in from here, so they're holding their resistance here. This is the resistance level. We haven't broken above there. So if you want to be buying, a good time to buy is if we get a close, if we get some type of bullish candle closing above here, then it's good to take buys. But until we see that type of price action, there's no buys confirmed on Bitcoin above 124,000, right? We want to see some type of bullish candles closing back above that resistance before we're good to buy. Okay, cool. Now that we understand that, let's continue with our bearish analysis. So currently Bitcoin is in a downtrend, and like I said, the question now is how far down can we go? Cool. This is what I want to see now. Give me a second, let me place this right. Cool. So from what I see here, we have our low at 124, or we have our high at 100. Let me flip it back so I don't confuse you guys. So this is how the chart looks to everybody. We have our high here at 124,000. We have our trend line that's respecting that 107k area. So if we start to see Bitcoin breaking below 107, there's a high probability we can come retest to continue down to like 92,000. This is my Fibonacci. I customize it to my strategy and it works for me. This might not be yours, but listen, I'm the one teaching, so follow along. Cool. So what that means to me is this, actually no, let's have this in mind. I'm going to bring this trend line back up so we can visualize it. Sorry, this Fibonacci back up so we can all visualize it together. I'm gonna mute these for now, and then we're gonna come back to this. Why? Because I want to show you the overall long-term play on Bitcoin. Okay, allow me to do this. So look, I've done this before. I've analyzed Bitcoin, and I know here is a support level. It held that support here, held our support here. They kind of broke it here, but we came back here and we held it here. So this is my support level trend line on Bitcoin. Like I said, we have the resistance here. This is one that I deemed to be a support trend line. Okay, cool. So now I know that's my support trend line. What am I going to do with that? This is what I'm going to do with that. The same Fibonacci you saw me draw from the highs, I'm going to draw from the lows to kind of estimate my Bitcoin buy levels. Okay, I'm gonna make this blue for the visual learners. Okay, actually, yeah, let's keep it as blue. I'm gonna make this one so it's not too thick. Cool. This is on the weekly time frame, mind you. So what this tells me now is, if I'm a long-term Bitcoin investor or Bitcoin buyer, I want to be buying at these levels because these levels are my levels. So look, if we're playing this game based on these Fibonacci that I just drew, we'll buy here, we'll buy here, we'll buy once we start getting some price confirmations there. We'll buy at the lows, we'll buy here. If price decides to come back down, we buy at this level right now. So from what I'm seeing, 101,000 is a very, 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 very interesting support level to buy Bitcoin at. Right? Bitcoin is still going to clear 134k before we get to 161,000. Why? Based on what I just drew right now. Don't ask me how I know. Follow and mark this down so you can stay in line. Okay, cool. This is where I want to be buying my Bitcoin. Okay, cool. This is where I've been buying my Bitcoin. I've been buying Bitcoin from 63,000. If you doubt me, there's a video on my TikTok where I literally explained to everyone that we were having a breakout out of here, and that's when Trump came in, the elections, and Bitcoin started going to the roof. The race is not over. Bitcoin is going to $1 million or something dollars. We haven't even really started. We're just getting the game going. But listen, that's not the point right now. The point right now is, if this current selling pressure can bring us down to 100,000, that's fair value for Bitcoin. You want to be buying Bitcoin at that level if possible. Okay, now that we understand that, I'm going to bring back my Fibonacci that I muted. So let's bring this back there now. Cool. So this Fibonacci I drew informs us that, okay, cool, after we cross 107,000, the next area of interest is 92,000. Whether we're going to make here, no one knows, but what I'm aiming to do is buy here and manage my risk. So if I buy in, assuming Bitcoin drops down to 101,000, I'm buying here. My stop loss is going to be somewhere here, and I'm going to be riding it all the way up to the highs. Okay, this is how you trade retail style with an institutional mindset. Banks and institutions aren't buying Bitcoin at 100,000 to sell at 116,000. You don't play the game like that. It's a long-term game, my brother, whoever is watching this, my sister. We are in it for the long-term game, okay? The Technical Trading University, which I'm about to launch officially in a couple months, we teach our traders to play the long-term game, okay? Get that into your mind. We're not in it for 200 pips, this, that, 20, no. We're going long-term with it. Okay, cool. So now that we understand that, we know that 100,000 is a key level for buys. We know that if we're selling, this is our guideline for sell. This is our sell. What's it called? You can think of it as like a guideline, as a reference. So now we're selling. We sold here. This was our initial area where we sold here, came here. You see how this Fibonacci works? We got this price action and we sold again from that level. I'm using this to represent it, but when I flip it over, it's going to. So now what we can expect to see is price comes here, breaks, comes from some stuff, continues going down. That's what we can expect to see on Bitcoin. But like I said, once we get here, there's going to be some, I'm pretty sure the big players and people who really understand trading are going to be placing their bids to drive price back higher. Okay, so this is an area I'm going to be watching to see what happens on Bitcoin. But in the meantime, going into September, you want to be buying Bitcoin. There's going to be some selling pressure, but moving into September, late September, into the last quarter, we're going to be buying Bitcoin heavily based on how price action, based on what price tells us. We can very much bounce off this trend line and continue going higher, but it's all a probability game. We want to see what price action is going to inform us on our next moves. But like I said, just based off how things are playing out right now, the sellers are definitely active on Bitcoin. So it's just to remain calm and do not over leverage, don't over risk, manage your risk, be disciplined, and you're going to reap the fruits of your labor. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to make this video too long, but like I said, these are areas that we're watching on Bitcoin. As you can see, this is where the sellers played in. More sellers stepped in here, and I do expect to see some more selling pressure all the way down to about $100,000, and then we can buy back up from there and take it all the way to 138. It might not come all the way down to 100. It might literally come to 107, 105, but you want to be watching price action for rejections. You want to be seeing the candlesticks reject like this. You want to see rejections, right? We want to see rejections, things like that. That's what we want to see happen. That's how Bitcoin plays. We want to see rejections. I want to see support being formed at these levels. The same way support was forming here, we want to see it do the same thing once price gets down here again. Okay, that's all I have for us on Bitcoin. And yeah, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment sections. I'll be replying once I see them. And yeah, welcome to the journey. I'm glad I'm back on YouTube. I'm glad I'm going to be active here. I'm going to make it a daily thing. I really love sharing my ideas, my technical analysis with people, because I really feel strongly about it. And if you want to learn from me, if you just based off this video you liked the way I'm doing my technical analysis, how I'm drawing my pivot levels, my support and resistance levels, make sure you find a way to get in contact with me. My Wi-Fi is acting up right now, but I guess that's a sign for me to wrap this video up. Catch up with you guys sometime in the future. Actually, no, let me switch to my hotspot. I'll catch up with you guys in the future. But yeah, love you guys. Keep it locked in. Stay on the grind, stay active, and I'll catch you guys on the next video, which will hopefully be tomorrow or later tonight again. Okay, back to back fire. Take care, guys. Be safe, and bye for now.